Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video where I am sat on my couch surrounded by plushies, and today I also have some recycling behind me because moving requires a lot of boxes, and so week by week we take out the rubbish and we still have a ton left. It's gonna take us probably till we have to move out before we can get rid of all of our recycling. And also I have a hot water bottle that is tied around my waist because I have a sore back, and sitting on the couch makes my back even more sore, so preventative measures. Anyway, today we are going to be taking a look at some posts on Reddit made by people wondering, am I a bad person? Am I the asshole? Basically, if you don't know what this is, people do something and there is a reaction and they're like, wait, am I a bad person? Was what I asked unreasonable? Did I just do something unreasonable? And it's either a resounding, yes, oh my god, that is a terrible thing you did, or no, you've been greatly fucked over and I'm sorry you think it's your fault. Those are pretty much the two only options. It's pretty extreme in here. And I did one of these a couple months back, but I wanted to do another one because a few weeks ago I did a video for r/nice guys, and in there I came across a few posts from this wonderful little corner of Reddit, and it inspired me to create an entire video for it. So yeah, there are a few from r/nice guys and then a few I went in and found myself. Basically, there's a bit of a mix. We're gonna go through and decide who is and who isn't an asshole and just have a fun time together. But before we do get into it, I just want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Laylo, and I will be telling you more about them a little bit later. Am I the asshole for complimenting a cashier? Let's see. My sister thinks I'm the asshole, but I'm confused as to how I would be. I was buying a bagel on Thursday and noticed that the cashier was rather pretty. She had a tattoo, so she was probably at least 18. She looked around 19 to 20. After I made the order, I complimented her, saying, "You know that you're gorgeous, right?" Really weird thing to say. I really dislike the phrasing of that. And to my shock, she gave me a blank stare and she looked kind of disgusted. I tried to make conversation with her as I own boats and asked her if she'd ever been on one, etc. And she told me, "You're done with your order, right? I think we're done here." She didn't even give me a thank you, and she gave me a nasty look. I really don't think I was crude or nasty with my compliment, and her reaction was shocking. I told my sister about it and she said it was weird for me to give any sort of compliment on a girl's look considering that I'm 58 and she was 19 to 20. I can see the discomfort. I have been in that position. I wasn't flirting with her, I was just complimenting her. She then proceeded to tell me that I shouldn't make any comments like that to workers because they're in an awkward situation. Am I the asshole for complimenting a cashier? I gave a compliment to a cashier and she was disgusted, and I'm wondering if I'm the asshole. Yeah, your sister is right. Don't compliment workers when they're working because it's not the appropriate time. We're trying to get our work done and don't really have the time to be engaged in that. It's not really appropriate, especially when she's 19 or 20 and you're 58. I remember working at the jeans shop for a while, and it was always the older men who came in who made me so uncomfortable. They'd always call you like darling and good girl and sweetheart. I'm like, don't do that. And they'll try like touch you and stuff too, and they think they're being nice. I'm like, it's weird because it feels like you're flirting with me and I have no interest in this. I would have no interest in this no matter who you are or what age you are, but especially since you're like old enough to be my dad. You're like the same age as my dad, and I don't appreciate it, and I don't like you asking me to get the tape measure and measure your waist for you when you can do that yourself. I don't appreciate it. It's just the way you word it. You know you're gorgeous, right? Weird thing to say. It is okay to compliment people in the workplace if you're complimenting their like shoes or their outfit or their hair, their earrings, etc. Like if you said to me like, "I really like your hair," because people do that a lot. That's lovely. Thank you. "I really like your outfit." Thank you. Things like that are fine. If you said to me, "You're really gorgeous," you know that, right? Instantly uncomfortable because I know that you're like looking at me and I'm not here for you to look at me. You can notice me, but don't look at me. You know, there's a difference. And if you said you weren't flirting, you tried to ask her if she'd ever been on, you're like, "I have a boat. Have you ever been on a boat?" How else is that going to come across other than flirting? That's like the most flirtatious thing you could say. What are you talking about? I wasn't flirting. Liar. Liar. I deem him asshole. Comment your opinions. Do you agree? Also asshole? I think so. My story as the perfect guy who can't get girls and why this is so common. I'm in college. I have a 4.0. I work out every day and am physically attractive. I have 50k saved. I have hobbies. I understand finance and real estate and can provide a good future. But girls reject me all the time. I'm called a racist and sexist by people at my college for seemingly existing. I'm not allowed to show emotion. I'm not allowed to ask girls out because it's creepy. I'm not allowed to be myself because I'm a toxic man oppressing women. Oh, and guess what? I'm white, so I'm a racist. I'm so sick of this game. A bunch of my friends are too. Oh, and they have 4.0s, jobs, money, health, and goals, but they are privileged men. Fuck the system. We've had enough. I promise you people aren't calling you racist just because you're white and misogynistic just because you're a man. And you are right now playing the victim real hard. You like really want to be a victim. You want to be oppressed in the situation. What it sounds like happened is that girls didn't like you because you're not just like the best guy, because clearly you think you're attractive and you have a lot going for you, which cool, but if you don't have a good personality to go with that, it's not going to get you anywhere. So you can blame the system and society for hating you as a cishet white man, but like if your only qualities are that you have money and go to the gym every day, you're not worth my time or the time of many others, because people want an emotional connection and you don't sound like you can provide that. And playing the victim and saying it's society's fault and everyone hates you because you're like in the minority now, that's also just driving people away. No one wants to date you if you're just like sitting here spewing like misogynistic and racist shit because you think that's what people assume about you, so therefore you become it. Like, chill out, my guy. Do some self-reflection and realize that you need to fix your personality if you want to have girls like you. It's not all about being smart and having money and going to the gym. You have to be an actual good person too. And that sounds like an area that you need a little bit of work on. He's rated asshole, right? We all agree? You can't reply to me in real time, so I'm deciding for all of us, asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that leaving her used pad in my brother's place was inappropriate? I don't even have to read it to tell you the answer is yes. Yes, you are the asshole. My wife and I were invited to my brother's 31st birthday. He's single and lives alone in his apartment. So to give you the heads up, my wife and him don't get along so well, but can be civil enough to sit at the same table. So we went and had dinner and talked and everything was going well. No argument, nothing, till after my wife went to use the bathroom. Later, my brother went to use the bathroom, then came back looking pissed. He kept giving me and my wife looks, but I didn't know what was going on till he pulled me aside before we left and told me that my wife had left her used pad in his bathroom. I was shocked and didn't know what to say because this felt highly inappropriate. He said he didn't appreciate what my wife did and that it was a huge sign of disrespect towards him. Where did she put it? He said he didn't appreciate what my wife did and it was a sign of disrespect towards him. I apologized profoundly and said I didn't know about it. He asked me to speak to her or she wouldn't be welcome in his place anymore. We got in the car and I asked my wife about it. She nonchalantly said there was nothing wrong with what she did and that my brother was being ridiculous. I kind of flipped and told her it was very inappropriate for her to leave her used pad in his place, even if it was in the bathroom and in the trash can, because it made him uncomfortable. She yelled, asking what she was supposed to do, and I told her she could have took it with her and throw it outside, not in his bathroom. You wanted to put it in her pocket? What? How is she gonna get it outside of his bathroom? You wanted to flush it down the toilet and clog his drains? You wanted to like yeet it out the window, just like throw it out the window into his garden? You wanted to stuff a like bloody, soggy, full pad into her pocket? Or probably doesn't have pockets, into her bra or something, or in her bag? Why would she do that? If she could just, I don't know, throw it in the bin where it belongs, like where you would put any rubbish. That's my brother's place, and he told me how he felt about it. She yelled at me, calling my brother an incel, fair, and me an asshole for getting in her face about it, also fair. She said she needed to use the bathroom, and it's not like the pad was visible since she dumped it in the trash can. At home, we still argued about it and she kept on calling me and my brother names. She's currently not speaking to me and is avoiding me entirely. Regardless, I think it's his place and he gets to express what makes him uncomfortable. Edit, I can't give info or expand on what was seen, but I can tell you that the trash can does not have a lid. It's like one of those trash cans that have a lid on top and you can push it in. What I want to emphasize on is the fact that as guests, we should respect people's homes and not argue about what makes them uncomfortable. He said it made him uncomfortable and that should, in my opinion, be acknowledged. No, because again, what else is she meant to do? You want her to like sit at the table with her pad full and like leak onto his furniture? Is that better? Throwing it out the window, stuffing it in her pocket, in your pocket, flushing it down the toilet. What do you think she wants to do? This sounds like you don't understand what a period is or how they work at all. Would your brother rather have her blood on his furniture? Like, dude, there's not very many options. She just put something that was used in the bin where it goes, because that's what you do when you need to throw things away. And if your brother is upset and uncomfortable about a used pad, I understand why he's single. How could you possibly think in this situation that your brother is in the right? It made him uncomfortable? Why? How? A natural human bodily function made him uncomfortable? That sounds like a him problem. That's not your wife's problem. You shouldn't back up your brother in this one. I don't care if he's uncomfortable. Get over it. Get over it, dude. So much of these subreddits are just stories about shitty relationships. And, you know, when partners let you down or you just don't feel like being in the business of being in relationships, there is something that can always help pick you up. And that is today's sponsor, Enigma and Eat a Wave by Laylo. These segues are getting weirder and weirder and more irrelevant, but like, you guys get what I mean. You guys get what I mean. Sometimes you just need alone time. Whether you're single or in a relationship or whatever, sometimes alone time is important. Self-discovery is important. You need to like relieve your stress, and your two best friends here can really help you achieve that stress relieving climax, you know? These two products are Enigma and Eat a Wave. And both of these products are dual stimulators, so they have a part for external stimulation as well as internal. Enigma uses sonic waves and suction for external stimulation and vibration for internal, and you see the shape and how it is bendy, so it is moldable and fitted to any and all vulva body type and shape, because we are all different shapes and sizes all over. And I really love the diversity in this, and anyone can use it, and it's fantastic. And dual action is just like incredibly powerful and overwhelming, but in a really good way. Eat a Wave works differently, but has a similar outcome in which it's still a dual stimulator, but the outside external part is a vibration-based stimulation, and the internal is a wave technology, which acts like fingers. So it like rotates and moves around like that, which is fantastic. You don't get it very often in a toy, and it is really, really incredible and really, really good. And they both are Laylo's classic, really nice, soft silicone. They're brilliant, lovely colors too, which I know is not that important to function, but I appreciate when toys look nice. Enigma Cruise also has a technology for when it is pressed harder into the body, it gets more intense, so it works with you and how you're moving, which is a really cool feature. You don't have to be fiddling with buttons so much. It kind of just like modifies to what you're doing and how you're feeling, and you can pull back and you can go harder, whatever, it's up to you. But that's a really cool and nifty feature. Eat a Wave, also you are able to use an app to control vibration patterns and intensity, which means that it is really cool to use with a partner if you wanted to, because that can be a really nice like bonding time. And if you are interested in either or both of these products, they are having a big Black Friday sale. So if you go over to their website and use the link in my description, you can get massive discounts on a whole range of products, but it is for Black Friday only. So you will have to get in there quick, and you will have to go buy the loves of your life, your best friends. I promise you will not regret it. They are fantastic products. I know I say that every time, and I mean it. Every time. So thank you, Laylo, for sponsoring today's video. I always appreciate it. Yeah, okay, let's get back into some fun story times. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she could have dated the guy she liked had she not been such a misogynistic pick-me? Ooh, intrigue. My 20 female sister, Kim, and I are identical twins. We were very different growing up and still are. I hate to say this, but Kim is the definition of a pick-me girl. Always spewing misogynistic nonsense on how women are weak and should abide to men. How she's short and petite so she can't do anything on her own without a big strong man around. How all the girls are trying too hard by wearing makeup while she is naturally pretty, so they all hate her for it. You get the gist. Kim and I attend the same college, but study there in different departments. In one of my classes, there is this guy named Dave. Dave is your typical handsome frat boy that most girls in our college have a crush on, including Kim. This is just a real quick question here about college or university or whatever, because it's confusing to me. What do you mean most guys in your college have a crush on him? Are there not, like, insane amounts of people that go to universities? I don't really know. I get kind of confused when I realize that my university was kind of different, because in New Zealand, there are only 8 universities in the whole country. So the university I went to had like 40,000 people, which is the size of a city in New Zealand. And so, like, I can't imagine, like, a person that, like, everyone had a crush on in a different department. You know what I mean? Like, I'd understand within, you know what? I didn't know most of the music students even, but, like, I would understand more, like, within the fine arts department, everyone had a crush on this one person. I kind of get that. But in the whole university, everyone has a crush on this one guy? That's just confusing to me. Because some of our lectures, like psychology, had like 5,000 people in them. So, like, over the summer, I've started working in a small coffee shop near campus to earn some extra cash. During that time, Dave became a frequent customer there and was pretty friendly towards me since he recognized me from class. After a while, he admitted that he's attracted to me and asked me out so we can get to know each other. Knowing that Kim liked him, I decided to reject Dave and instead offered to set him up with her. We are identical twins, so if he asked me out based on attraction, it really shouldn't matter. Dave agreed, and I gave him my sister's number. We all know who your sister is as a person, so this could go one of 2 ways. I knew they met up for a date during the weekend, but didn't have time to ask him how it went since I was sick. Today, during my shift, Dave approached me and asked if I could turn to Kim the lip gloss she left in his car since he knew the brand was expensive. I asked him why he didn't return it to her himself, and he said that he didn't want to see her after how the date went. I was confused, and so I asked him if the date was really that bad. He explained that they went to a nice restaurant where my sister didn't stop harassing and criticizing the waitress for wearing too much makeup and looking easy. Yikes. After that fiasco was over, she proceeded to say some stuff that I can only imagine are usually said in an Andrew Tate podcast. Dave, who was apparently raised by a single mother and has 5 sisters, was horrified. So he excused himself to the bathroom, paid for their meal, Venmo'd Kim some cash for an Uber, and left her at the restaurant alone. That is an incredibly lovely thing to do. He still paid for the whole meal and Venmo'd her cash so she could get home safely. Venmoing her money for an Uber to get home safely is a really lovely thing to do, and obviously he's very aware of, like, the issues women face, so wanted her to be safe, and that is really lovely. Paying for the meal, though? Dude, you're too good. You're too kind. I would have just fucking booked it. Like, you left her at the restaurant, but, like, good for you, man. Paying for everything? That's too kind. Genuinely. I was embarrassed for Kim, but totally understood why Dave walked out on her, so I apologized on her behalf and took the lip gloss with me. I returned it to her 2 hours ago, and she didn't stop complaining on how awful Dave was. How he wasn't a real man, since real men usually like when she brings up how women are inferior to them. Ooh, okay. At some point, I just cut her off and told her that she had a chance of a nice date with a guy she liked, but ruined it all because she couldn't stop being a misogynistic pick-me for even 1 second. I'm now back at my apartment and Kim hasn't stopped texting me demanding I apologize, but I don't feel like it. Am I the asshole? You're absolutely not the asshole. Although it's like this thing, and I've said it before, of like, she wasn't a good match for Dave either. Like, Dave deserves better. Like, yes, she ruined her chance with a date with a nice guy, but she didn't want a nice guy. Like, yeah, she ruined it because she's a misogynistic pick-me, to quote you. But obviously, that's just a part of who she is, at least at this point. And like, Dave is obviously not like that, and he obviously cares about women and understands women's issues to a degree, having grown up around women. And I understand that wanting them to be together makes sense, because it's like, he is so kind and lovely and he loves women. And she is obviously in a place where she is incredibly insecure within being a woman, and she has a lot of internalized misogyny. However, it is not his responsibility to change that in her and to fix that, because if they ended up together and they did date each other long term, that relationship wouldn't be very healthy, because it would be just about him changing her, or vice versa, which is not good, you know? And his family wouldn't like her either, obviously. There's a whole bunch of reasons why that would not be a good relationship, and it is good that it did not proceed. Like, yes, she ruined it, but also not a good fit either, you know? Like, if she stopped for a second, she still is that person. It went on to have an update where she is going out with Dave now, which is very lovely. I'm happy for her. She seems lovely. He seems lovely. I hope that it works out. And she talked to her parents about how this is an issue. And Kim, the sister, really needs help working through these insecurities, because obviously it is a lot of internalized stuff, and her parents have agreed, so they're going to try to help her get some therapy. And I hope that she can learn to embrace, you know, womanhood as something that is powerful and equal, and like get through whatever she's going through. She might have some trauma or something. I don't know. But I hope she gets help, and I hope that it's effective. The person who posted it is not the asshole. Sister is the asshole, but Dave deserves the best. Anyway. Am I the asshole for calling my husband insane for missing work just to teach me a lesson because I didn't iron his uniform? Days ago, I, stay-at-home mom with 3, was in the midst of doing laundry with my husband, breadwinner, works as a pilot, asked if I could iron his uniform before his shift. I didn't say yes because I was busy. Laundry, then kids' homework, then cooking, etc. I said I may not find the time to do it. He turned around and walked away, completely ignoring what I was saying. An hour later, he came downstairs, freaking out, asking why I didn't iron his uniform when he asked me to. I told him I was busy and reminded him of how I didn't say yes to his request. He blew up, saying that I obviously don't care about him displaying professionalism at work. It's just a uniform, it's not like it was dirty, just needed some ironing. He lectured me about how his work is important, and although I'm a stay-at-home mum, I should still make his job a priority. He decided to miss his shift as a way to teach me a lesson and show me how my lack of cooperation and my refusal to help him could affect the money that keeps coming in. My God, man, that is manipulative as fuck. Sounded like you just didn't want to go to work and you made that your wife's problem. Fuck you. I called him insane for missing the shift. Valid. And he got offended and called me a hypocrite for calling him insane and acting all surprised when it was me who caused the situation to happen. How is she a hypocrite? I guess, like, you didn't iron my things, you didn't do your job, so now I'm not going to go to my job. It wasn't her job to iron your uniform. She had other shit to do, and she told you that. I mean, I could have taken some time off my other chores to iron his uniform, but I still thought his reaction was a bit much. Am I the arsehole? For those asking why he didn't iron the uniform himself, because I'm the one who usually does the ironing, and he said it's on the list of my house chores list, which is true, but I didn't give it priority like other chores like homework or laundry, which is totally valid. It wasn't on the list of priorities for what you needed to do right now. Your kids are more important, always, and when fathers don't realize or respect that, that is a big flashing red light because, bro, your kids are the priority. And I know you need to work in order to look after your kids, but it's not like you're incapable of picking up an iron. It's not that hard. If you really needed your uniform ironed, you should have done it yourself. It's that weaponized incompetence thing, right? Like, you know how to iron. You know how to do that. Don't make it your wife's fault being like, well, I can't earn money if you don't iron my uniform exactly when I tell you to. Shut up, dude. Sit down. Like, do something for yourself. She was busy, and she doesn't have to prioritize your job. You even acknowledge, like, you are a stay-at-home mom, but my job should be prioritized. No, your kids should be prioritized. If anything, she should be prioritized. Like, yeah, you need the money in order to keep your family afloat and whatever, obviously, but you can't use your income and your financial superiority in the situation to manipulate her. Like, that's not part of the deal. That is one thing that is really upsetting and unfortunate about, like, stay-at-home mom relationships is that, you know, a lot of men can use that as a manipulation tactic, as he is here, being like, well, if you don't do everything I ask, then I can't earn money. And then we're all broke and homeless and it's all your fault. Like, no, it's your fault. You could have gone to work in an unironed uniform, or you could have ironed it yourself. It's not just your wife that wouldn't be earning money. It's your kids too. And yourself. You kind of need that. And like punishing your wife for not doing a basic task because she had to like look after your children, that's on you. Did you offer to look after the kids instead? Maybe cook for them. If you really don't want to iron, go help your kids with your homework and she can do that while you do that. She didn't have the time. She told you that. You can iron your own clothes. I don't give a shit if it's one of her normal jobs. She had other shit to do. Wasn't a priority. Get over it. Yeah. Anyway, we met a lot of assholes today. Wow. That was fun. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out Laylo's Black Friday sale. Give you some space from any silly relationships that you are in or have the potential to be in, or incorporate them into your silly little relationship, your happy relationship or marriage or etc. It's always good to have some self-discovery and some alone time. It's always a nice thing. It can always help you get into a better mind state. Link in the description. Don't forget to check them out. Go grab those discounts while you can. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons. Wolf, Toulouse, Bobby, Sparrow, Josh, Mandy, Robbie, Christy, Ikazel, the Alienated Librarian, Non-Euclid System, Skylar Dowd, Ishtar Hope, and Eldo. I love and appreciate you all so, so much. Thank you so much for joining. If you would like to become a patron, you can click the top link in the description or go to patreon.com/savvycat. For as little as £1 a month, you get videos a day early, as well as podcasts a week early. And then for £3 and up, you get things like outtakes and bonus mini podcasts, a live stream once a month, and then an extra video and some vlogs every month. So if that is something that you are interested in, your support means the world and I appreciate it very, very much. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.